It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. With these words, Epictetus reminds us that the greatest obstacle to knowledge is not ignorance itself, but the mistaken belief that there is nothing left to learn. If you have ever wondered why certain people seem stuck, repeating the same mistakes and resisting any kind of change, this video is for you. That is why we are going to explore 6 of these signs. Before you dismiss this list as purely critical, let me explain why it matters. Recognizing these traits is not about judging others, but about promoting self-awareness, personal growth, and indeed avoiding these mistakes in our own lives. It is also about helping those around us, who may not even realize they are trapped in a cycle of ignorance. Get ready for a journey of self-discovery that can profoundly change how you see yourself and the world around you. Before we begin, please remember to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It helps us a lot and doesn't cost you anything. Let's go. Number 1, arrogance. Arrogance is one of the most harmful traits a person can have. At first glance, it may look like self-confidence, but deep down it is often rooted in insecurity and an inflated sense of self-importance. Arrogant people constantly feel the need to prove they are superior, to the point of belittling or ignoring others' ideas and contributions. This is by no means true self-confidence. It is a defense mechanism to avoid feeling vulnerable or being exposed as wrong. Although they may appear confident, their arrogance acts like a shield that blocks any chance of genuine learning. This posture creates a false sense of certainty, making them believe they have all the answers. As a result, they shut themselves off from alternative views and remain stuck in a limited perspective. The big problem with arrogance is that it prevents progress. These individuals believe they already know everything, so they stop listening to others and fail to adapt to new information. Instead of growing and improving, they remain stagnant in their narrow world. Worse yet, they can make poor decisions, because their excessive self-confidence blinds them to other possibilities, causing them to ignore advice and suggestions. How many times have you come across someone so convinced of their own point of view that they refuse to consider any other opinion? It's very easy to fall into this trap, especially when we are afraid of being wrong or looking weak in front of others. Maybe we don't want to admit that we do not have all the answers, or that someone else might have a better approach. In the dynamic world we live in, being open to new ideas is essential. It allows us to navigate life's complexity with flexibility, to thrive in times of change, and to learn from different experiences. Arrogance, on the other hand, isolates us, building walls that prevent us from connecting with others. Learning and growing, we adopt humility. We open ourselves up to different ideas, personal growth, and deeper relationships. By recognizing that others have something valuable to offer, we not only better ourselves, but also enrich our understanding of the world. Think about it. When was the last time you really listened to someone without judging or feeling the urge to prove your point? What did you learn from that experience? Those moments of genuine connection and openness are where true personal growth happens. Modern Stoicism teaches us that true strength is not about imposing our opinions, but about embracing the wisdom that others can share. It means recognizing that we are part of something bigger, and that other people's ideas and experiences can help us become better and more complete. Are you willing to challenge your own arrogance, to set aside the fear of being wrong, and to open yourself to the lessons others can offer? When we confront our own arrogance, we take the first step toward becoming wiser and more humble individuals, people who value personal growth, learning, and authentic connections over the superficial need to always be right. By practicing humility, we open doors to genuine wisdom, to personal development, and to a more insightful and welcoming view of life. Number 2, lack of empathy. One of the most striking signs of ignorance is a lack of empathy. This trait reveals the inability to truly put yourself in someone else's place and to understand their emotions, creating a barrier that prevents genuine connections. In modern life, where relationships, whether personal, professional, or social, are based on emotional intelligence and understanding, this lack of empathy can have serious consequences. People without empathy are often unable to see the world from another person's perspective, resulting in superficial, disconnected interactions that lack depth and authenticity. In relationships, be it with family, friends, or colleagues, empathy is the bridge that binds us to one another. Without it, we struggle to communicate effectively, to offer support in difficult times, or to respond properly to other people's emotional cues. Empathy does not just mean feeling sorry or pity. Rather, it's about understanding someone else's pain, joy, and struggles from their own point of view. A person who lacks empathy can end up hurting others unintentionally because they fail to notice the emotional weight of what they say, or do a seemingly harmless comment to someone lacking empathy can sound offensive, or in such cases, there is often a breakdown in communication, leading to misunderstandings and resentment. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts," emphasizing the importance of emotional understanding in shaping our relationships and overall well-being. Empathy is fundamental for building strong, healthy bonds because it allows us to recognize others' needs, acknowledge their feelings, and act with kindness. In the workplace, it can lead to more effective collaboration, smoother interactions, and a more positive environment. In personal relationships, it strengthens love, trust, and a lack of empathy, on the other hand, tends to cause isolation. People who do not engage emotionally with others end up disconnecting and may feel lonely and detached, especially in a world increasingly dominated by digital interactions. This is where the Stoic secrets of emotional control and empathy can help restore balance in Stoic philosophy. True wisdom is not limited to knowing what is right or wrong. It also includes the ability to relate meaningfully to others. By practicing empathy, we begin to understand other people's emotions and experiences in greater depth, enriching our own lives in the process. This not only fosters our personal growth, but also improves our interaction with the world around us. Through empathy, we develop compassion and nurture a broader sense of connection, making the world a more welcoming and understanding place. If you notice a lack of empathy in yourself, take the first step toward change by truly listening to others. Without judgment, try to see the world through their eyes and respond in a way that shows you understand how they feel. This simple act of putting yourself in someone else's shoes can bring profound change in how you relate to people. As modern Stoics, we must remember that empathy is not just a moral choice. It is also a vital tool for personal development. When we apply Stoic teachings to our daily lives, we make room for the deep wisdom that comes from genuine contact with other people. This practice enriches not only our individual journeys, but also the way we positively influence those around us. If you work on developing empathy, you'll find that your relationships grow stronger, your emotional intelligence increases, and you become better prepared to handle everyday challenges. In the end, the wisdom of empathy strengthens both your personal growth and your ability to make a positive impact on your environment. You've come this far because you are committed to seeking wisdom and purpose. Reflect, when was the last time you set aside arrogance and truly listened to what someone else was saying? If you'd like, share your reflections in the comments with the phrase, "I choose humility over arrogance," to show that you're embracing this powerful lesson. Number 3, a closed mind. A closed mind operates like a fortress of ignorance, built brick by brick over time. Each layer laid down by fear, pride, and refusal to accept change. It's a mental barrier that inhibits progress, often causing people who have it to reject new ideas, different viewpoints, or other ways of thinking. Such individuals remain trapped by the narrow limits of what they already know and have experienced, blinding themselves to the vast opportunities for growth and self-development that lie beyond their limited worldview. Resistance to change, though it may seem protective, is often driven by a deep fear of being wrong or losing control of one's surroundings. In reality, it is this very fear that keeps them stuck in place. They build a wall around themselves, creating a false sense of security, while at the same time depriving themselves of the chance to evolve or broaden their understanding. A closed mind may appear confident on the surface, but it is fragile at its core, existing only to shield them from uncertainty and the unknown. This inability to admit they don't know everything becomes their greatest obstacle, because someone who refuses to acknowledge the limits of their own knowledge stops learning and adapting. This stance not only halts personal growth, but also hinders the ability to form deeper connections with others. After all, how can anyone truly relate if they are unwilling to hear different perspectives and experiences? This reluctance to embrace change hurts not just the individual, but the community at large, since it stifles progress and mutual understanding. True wisdom, on the other hand, comes from the ability to keep an open mind, to step out of the comfort zone of established beliefs, and embrace new insights. Stoicism, with its focus on adaptability and resilience, teaches that genuine wisdom is not about being right all the time, but about learning from mistakes adapting to challenges and evolving. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, perfectly expressed this idea when he said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This simple yet profound observation reminds us that wisdom does not lie in clinging to our own ideas, but in actively listening to and understanding the world around us. In today's fast-paced world, being open-minded is more crucial than ever. It allows us to deal with life's complexities more flexibly, to thrive in the face of change, and to learn from a wide variety of experiences and viewpoints. If you notice signs of a closed mind in yourself, it's time to rethink your approach, let go of the need to be right all the time, and cultivate humility and curiosity by embracing the unknown and facing life with an open heart. You not only deepen your own understanding, but also encourage growth and advancement around you. This shift in mindset can create a ripple effect, inspiring others to open their minds as well. Remember the words of Seneca, another wise Stoic, who said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." In the context of a closed mind, this quote reminds us of the time we waste, hanging on to outdated ideas, and refusing to grow there. By welcoming new ideas, you allow yourself to learn, grow, and experience the transformative power of modern Stoicism. True growth does not come from clinging to the familiar, but from embracing the unfamiliar. And by doing so, you unlock infinite possibilities for personal development. Leave behind stubbornness and fear, and allow the power of an open mind to enrich your life in ways you never imagined possible. Number 4. Constantly shifting blame. One of the greatest obstacles to personal growth is the habit of constantly blaming others for the challenges we face in life. We have all met people who, when confronted with failure or mistakes, immediately shift the blame to external factors or other people, instead of acknowledging their own part in the situation. This behavior serves as a defense mechanism, because it's easier to point fingers than to go through the uncomfortable but necessary process of self-reflection and personal development. While blaming others may seem like a temporary escape from the problem, it solves nothing. In fact, it only keeps us from addressing the root cause, leaving us stuck in a cycle. You have probably witnessed how this tendency to blame affects relationships, building walls of distrust and resentment. When people see that you always blame others for your failures, they begin to question your reliability and maturity. After all, who can really trust someone who refuses to take responsibility for their own actions? Now let's contrast this behavior with that of wise individuals. Those who embrace responsibility and accountability in life understand that admitting mistakes doesn't mean enjoying criticism or feeling bad about themselves. Rather, it's about realizing that taking responsibility is the first step toward personal growth, essential for emotional maturity and individual development. When you take responsibility for your actions, you open up space to analyze what went wrong and learn from it. This is what allows you to improve, become stronger, and grow wiser. It's not easy to face our flaws, but by choosing to own them, we not only recognize our mistakes, but also actively seek a path to improvement. Consider the story of a manager named Mark, who worked at a tech startup. One day, the project he was leading failed miserably. His team was frustrated and the pressure was mounting. Mark could easily have blamed the marketing team for poor execution, the clients for unrealistic expectations, or the communication problems between departments. But instead, he decided to take a step back and asked himself, what could I have done differently? He took responsibility for his part in the failure, even though it wasn't easy to admit. And that decision changed everything. His team respected him even more for his honesty and vulnerability. By demonstrating a willingness to face his own mistakes, Mark created an atmosphere of growth and accountability in the company. By not blaming anyone else, he gained trust and credibility, and his colleagues followed his example. This transparency not only improved his leadership skills, but also fostered an environment where people felt safe admitting their own failures. Now I invite you to reflect. How often do you blame external factors when things go wrong? Do you tend to blame your circumstances, other people, or anything beyond your control? Have you ever stopped to consider how your own actions or decisions might have influenced the outcome? These are tough questions, but they are crucial for our growth. They are part of the Stoic secrets that guide us toward wisdom and self-development. In Stoic philosophy, the focus is not on avoiding blame or shifting it, but on taking full responsibility for our actions, good or bad, and using them as stepping stones to become better. The Stoics understood that wisdom begins with accepting responsibility for everything that happens in our lives. This requires humility and courage. But it is also where true transformation begins, when you stop blaming others. You free yourself from the chains of self-defense and start a journey of genuine personal growth. The main lesson here is simple. Taking responsibility is not only essential for becoming a better person, but also for being seen as more trustworthy, respected, and reliable. When you incorporate accountability into your life, you not only improve yourself, but also create a culture of trust and growth around you. People feel safer around you, knowing that you will not shy away from facing the consequences of your actions. So let me ask you, is there an area in your life where you are still blaming others? Where are you failing to take full responsibility? Challenge yourself to embrace the Stoic secrets of responsibility, act with integrity, and move forward confidently. By doing so, you will not only experience tremendous personal progress, but you will also inspire those around you to do the same. Number 5, fear of change. The fear of change is a force that keeps many people stuck in their comfort zones, even when those zones no longer serve them. This fear manifests as an aversion to trying new things or breaking away from familiar routines, even when these routines have lost their usefulness. Usually it is fueled by a strong feeling of insecurity or by the belief that change is always dangerous or destabilizing. This fear convinces people that sticking with the status quo is safer than facing the unknown. As a result, they miss out on growth opportunities that change can offer. The truth, however, is that life is in constant motion. Nothing stays the same, and resisting that fact is like swimming against a powerful current. Over time, resisting change leads to stagnation, where there is no progress or development. As the Greek philosopher Heraclitus famously said, "The only constant in life is change." Change is inevitable, and the sooner we accept it, the sooner we can adapt and thrive. Those who embrace change are often the very ones who succeed in the face of adversity, as they possess the flexibility to evolve with their circumstances. They understand that change is not something to be feared, but rather an opportunity for personal transformation. Modern Stoicism teaches us to view change through a lens of possibility, not as a threat. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, believe that the key to a fulfilling life is not avoiding difficulty or discomfort, but learning how to face them with serenity. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius wrote, reflecting the belief that obstacles and changes are not roadblocks, but steps towards self-improvement. In modern life, we undergo many changes, from career transitions to personal relationship shifts, or even health issues. Fear of change, however, traps us in worn-out patterns, making us cling to situations or environments that no longer serve us. The secret to thriving in such circumstances is to adopt an adaptable mindset, seeing change as a natural part of life's flow. When you notice resistance to change in yourself, ask what opportunities might lie beyond my fear. Could a new job open doors you never imagined? Could changing your perspective on a situation lead to stronger, more genuine relationships? Stoic philosophy encourages us to see challenges and changes as opportunities to refine ourselves, build our resilience, and strengthen our ability to deal with unpredictability. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the unknown, welcome it as an exciting chance to grow and learn. By embracing change, we become more adaptable, better able to handle life's ups and downs, and more open to new possibilities. Fear of change often paralyzes people, keeping them in cycles of inertia. But it's important to recognize that resisting change is simply postponing the inevitable. Life was not meant to be lived in a static way. It is dynamic, filled with challenges and chances for development. Those who accept and navigate these shifts typically achieve true success and fulfillment. As the modern Stoic Ryan Holiday aptly put it, "The obstacle is the way." This powerful statement captures the Stoic idea that what appears to be a blockage, whether it's a change we fear or a challenge we don't want to face, is often the very thing that helps us grow. When we approach life with openness and flexibility, we realize that adversity can be turned into opportunity, that the unknown is not a threat, but something to be embraced. So if you find yourself resisting change, take a deep breath, reflect on what lies beyond your fear, and consider the possibilities that arise when you cross that unknown threshold. According to the Stoics, wisdom and personal evolution are not about avoiding discomfort, but about learning to handle it with courage and resilience. Embrace change as a natural part of your existence, and you will soon find it to be one of the most powerful catalysts for personal transformation. Number 6, talking more than listening. One of the most common behaviors among people who struggle to attain wisdom is talking more than listening. It's easy to get carried away sharing our thoughts, opinions, and ideas, but when we monopolize conversations and fail to leave room for others to express their perspectives, we miss out on the opportunity to learn, bond, and grow. One of the most common behaviors among people who struggle to attain wisdom is to miss out on the opportunity to learn, bond, and grow. Think about it. Have you ever been in a conversation in which the other person talked endlessly without giving you space to share your opinion, or showed little interest in what you had to say? It's frustrating, isn't it? You may have even felt ignored or disrespected. This happens because when someone talks too much and hardly listens, they overlook the value of other people's viewpoints. Such individuals end up not forming strong relationships or finding common ground because they do not take the time to genuinely understand how others feel and think. This behavior can lead to misunderstandings, strained relationships, and unnecessary tension. Now let's shift perspective and look at the value of listening. Listening is more than just hearing words. It's about giving the other person the space to speak and truly taking in what they are conveying. When we listen actively, we show respect and appreciation for the other person, which strengthens trust and deepens our connections. Imagine how much stronger your relationships could be if you set aside quality time to genuinely listen to the people around you. This attitude fosters collaboration, problem-solving, and empathy, key qualities for success. But talking without listening pushes people away and limits your own growth. You probably heard the saying, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason." It serves as a reminder that we should listen more than we speak. This principle is deeply rooted in Stoicism, where wisdom is not about how many words you say, but about your ability to learn, understand, and evolve from what others share. Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius, one of the most respected Stoic philosophers, often reflected on the value of listening and understanding. He emphasized that true wisdom comes from carefully considering others' opinions. The Stoic secrets show that when you listen, you open the door to different perspectives and avoid the trap of staying. The wisest people are not those who talk the most, but those who make a genuine effort to understand the world by engaging with various perspectives. Think of the story of Anna, a manager at a growing company. She was known for her insightful leadership, not because she had all the ready-made answers, but because she listened to her team. During meetings, while others spoke non-stop, Anna calmly waited, making sure everyone had a chance to contribute. She valued each idea and made sure every voice was heard. Over time, her team became more cohesive and creative because they felt appreciated and understood. Anna did not just talk, she listened, learned, and fostered an environment of collaboration and development. Now reflect, how often do you talk more than you listen? Are there times when you interrupt people or disregard their feelings and thoughts? It's easy to fall into the habit of dominating conversations, but practicing the art of listening can completely change the dynamic of your relationships and provide valuable insights. The next time you find yourself in a conversation, pause for a moment and ask, am I really listening to this person, or am I just waiting for my turn to speak? By taking this more mindful approach, you not only improve your relationships, but also open yourself to the wisdom that emerges from different points of view. Remember, listening is not passive. It is an active choice to engage more deeply with the world and the people around us. If you want to unlock the Stoic secrets of wisdom, start by listening more and talking less. By doing so, you strengthen your bonds and place yourself on a consistent path of personal growth. The lesson here is clear. Speaking less and listening more leads to deeper understanding, stronger relationships, and a more fulfilling life. By practicing active listening, you allow others to share their experiences and insights, which not only enrich your own life, but also help them feel acknowledged and valued. So in your next conversation, step back, listen intently, and watch how your relationships and your personal evolution flourish. I hope you enjoyed the video, and now that you've reached the end, write Armored Wisdom in the comments. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. See you soon.